Hi everyone. Sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I've been very busy with my personal life as well as my career. But I did receive an email from someone just today actually asking me about parenting, so how to deal with children while you're in withdrawal. And I have been promising to make a video about this for a while and haven't done it, so I figured this is the perfect time to do it. Bear with me. This video is not planned. It's just off the top of my head. I'm going to say what comes to my mind. So as most of you know, I am a single mom. So I have two boys. My oldest is 19 and my youngest is 12. So I raised them on my own through this process. So, I mean, I told them what I was going through. It's your personal preference what you want to tell your children, but for myself, I did explain to the kids that, I had been on this medication for a long time and it was making me sick and I needed to come off of it, and that, I would be going through some hard times coming off of it. And they understood that, but they were a little older. My youngest was, I think he was 7 or something when it started, and my oldest, I mean, he's almost 19, so they were able to understand that. So basically, what the best advice I can give someone who's going through withdrawal with children is please don't be too hard on yourself. Your kids are not going to be damaged by anything that's going on. If you're not the perfect parent during this time, your kids will not be scarred by it. It does not mean that you are a bad parent. It just means you're having a rough time. There were days through my experience where I gave the kids cereal for dinner. Or I laid on the couch all day, or I locked myself in my room for hours at a time. I needed to rest, and I just needed to do that sometimes. And I kept the communication open with my kids, and I let them know, that I'm feeling, really overwhelmed right now. So I need some time. I'm going to go in my room and close the door, or I need to sleep right now. And they understood because I kept it open. As long as you communicate with them, because if you're not, they're worried. They don't know what's going on, and they think that maybe you did something wrong. Or sorry, that they did something wrong. So it's definitely important to talk to them about it so they know what's happening, and then they're not afraid. I could not attend any sports, or I couldn't drive them anywhere. I couldn't do like parent-teacher stuff. I really couldn't do any of that when I was in withdrawal, because my withdrawal was very severe. For those of you who it is not as severe, I mean, I'm sure you can probably do those things, but I couldn't. So I compromised those things by, for parent-teacher stuff, I did a teleconference. They allowed me to be on the telephone while my son's father was present. I found people to give them rides to their sporting events, other parents who had kids on their team. I'd get them to take them, and they texted me the score, and it was difficult. It was very difficult because I'm such an independent woman and I'm a very involved mother. It was really difficult for me to step back and not be present in those things. And it was a little bit difficult for my son. Like, he knew that something was really wrong for me not to be going to his sports. So it was harder on me, though, than it was on him. I mean, he still had fun. He still did what he had to do. So you do what you can when you're going through this with your kids. You rest when you can. You push yourself when you can. It's difficult. Your mind is not in the right place either when you're going through this. So you have some anxiety, and you have depression, and you have all the brain fog and all kind of, you don't really think properly when you're going through this. So, just go with the flow with your kids. And if you're struggling with something, don't be afraid to ask for help. I couldn't go grocery shopping when I was going through this, so I would get someone to go, do groceries for me. So try to reach out to people as much as you can. Talk to your kids. I really think that talking to your kid, I mean, it's difficult when you have really young children because they really won't understand, but you can tell them in a way that they will understand. You just tell them that mommy's not feeling too well right now, or daddy's not feeling too well right now. And, but I will get better. This is just temporary, and it's something that I need to go through. And I will be better. I'll be stronger after all of this. So that's probably the best advice I can give you while parenting, while in withdrawal, is don't be too hard on yourself. My kids are thriving, happy, healthy kids now. Yes, they saw their mom in a vulnerable situation. They saw me at my worst. It probably scared them at times to see me go through some of the stuff that I went through. But they're fine now. It did not scar them. They're not traumatized. They see that I'm back to myself again. I'm back to going to sports and doing everything that I need to do for my kids. I'm even stronger than I was before all of this. So it actually made me a better mother, and they see that. It also showed them that, you know, I'm human and I go through stuff. Things can happen, but you can overcome it as well. It showed them how strong I am. So I think it was overall, everything to me turns out to be a positive. I don't know if it's just the way that I think. I'm very positive with my thinking, and there was a positive outcome to all of this. It made me a better person. It made me a better mother, and it showed my children. The other important thing through all of this is it showed my children what these medications do to people, and you know what to not do when they get older. Like my kids will never take a benzo because they see what it does to people. They were, you know, I educated them with this and showed them, you know, what to go through. So, you know, do what you can. Don't worry about feeding them, you know, bad things while you're going through this, and just try not to have too much guilt while going through this, because that'll eat you alive, and you really don't need to feel any guilt. This is really not your fault. It really truly is not your fault that this happened, and that's hard to accept, but it's very important for people to accept that, and you know, tell your kids that as well, and you'll get through it. I did. You know, I did it on my own, and I don't have a husband. I don't have anybody here to help me, and I did it, and you know, you can do it too. So that's about all I can say, I guess, regarding this topic right now. But if you have any questions that you want to ask me, feel free to send me a message, and I'll answer you as quickly as I can. I'm usually pretty fast at answering questions. So yeah, take care. You'll all get better. So, you know, just hang in there. It's coming to an end, and you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, bye everyone.